They say life's well, you know, and then you die. But we don't accept that. It is time for you to take charge of your finances, time, business success, family, interpersonal relationships, spirituality, and your health. In short, it's time for you to take your life back now. L. David Harris and his team will help you do just that through one-on-one life coaching sessions, in-person seminars, webinars, and other trainings. Come on, tell the truth. You're ready, aren't you? Take your life back now with L. David Harris. You won't regret it.
Yes, good evening, good evening, good evening. I am L. David Harris, your favorite life and success coach. This is Amplify This Moment. I've said it to you many times before. This is the moment. We don't have another moment. Those ones in the past are gone, and we're not promised even another one for the future. So this is your time. Maximize it, leverage it, turn it up. You cannot allow yourself to just fall by the wayside and let life happen to you. You need to take it by the horns. Take this bull by the horns. Amplify this moment. Take your life back now. If you're ready to run, I want you to go ahead and type it in the chat and say, ready, ready. We only have just a few minutes to get this done this evening. We're going to jump right in with overcoming barriers. Overcoming barriers. There are so few people that can even lie to themselves and say that they've not encountered barriers. Some people lie to ourselves, right? But we're not talking about those. We're talking about people with real lives who every single day struggle with something. It may not be the fight of your life every moment of the day, but maybe it is for some of us. But these are barriers, especially barriers to success, barriers to accomplishing our goals. And if you've struggled with achieving your goals in the past, one of the reasons might be the barriers you've experienced. Barriers are events that happen in life or factors out of your control that just kind of stop you in your tracks, and it seems to prevent you. I said seems because we don't have to allow these life occurrences to actually prevent us. But it seems that these things get in our way. They're like speed bumps or brick walls or even mountains, like the image I chose for this evening would have shown. They seem unmanageable. So here are just a few simple ways to overcome these barriers. We're not going to lie to ourselves, say that those barriers are not there, that they don't exist. We're going to say, yes, they're there, but we're going to run through those and move forward. Okay, number one, take a different direction. Yeah, I just said we can run through them, but it doesn't mean that we have to bust through the wall all the time. There are always different, there are multiple pathways to get to the goal that you're to achieve. In your business, in your entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial pursuits, in your relationships at work, if you are still an employee with a manager or a boss, right? You can go another way. When there is a stumbling block in your pathway, try to take another direction. I'm not talking about off track or lose focus. I'm not saying run away in fear. I'm saying there may be just a couple of paces to the left, just a couple of paces to the right or up or down, right? Or just a way to kind of nudge your way through on a different pathway. So don't allow this kind of stuff to hold you back. Just take another pathway. Come up with something creative and you can find your way around the barrier. I was working with a client the other day and we talked about that in detail. Very successful woman in the real estate industry. Yes, and we talked about doing just that. Number two, think about it from another person's perspective. Think about it from another person's perspective. If we're looking inside all the time, then maybe we don't have a good enough perspective to say, okay, what is this barrier about? How do I get past it or through it? Think about this problem, pretending, if you want to say, that you're someone else. You can get fresh eyes in that way. You may not have somebody you can call on right then. You've not hired me as an example as yet, but you want to kind of look at it from a different perspective. Well, that's what you can do. You can put yourself in someone else's shoes. You might think of a solution that you would never have thought of normally. Imagine that you are someone else that has had a great deal of success in business. What would they do were they in that situation? Yes, I've had people tell me, I thought about what you would do. I'm not saying because I'm the perfect example. I'm just giving you my reality. People have said, I was thinking, well, what would David do in this situation? Because of course I impart to people and have exchanges with people every single day of my life, multiple times a day, on how to move forward in whatever the pursuits are, as long as they're good and they are helpful to other people. And then here comes another one. Try to think of a way to make the barrier smaller than it currently appears. Did you get that? Try to make the barrier appear smaller than it currently appears. So you don't have to magnify and say, oh my, it's a big mountain in front of me. You can say there's a temporary challenge in my way. You see the difference? Oh my, there's a big mountain in front of me. You're not a mountain climber. And if you are, you know how long it takes, what kind of investment it takes to get through that situation. You want to go on and what do they say? Summit Everest. But you're like, but how do I do that? Well, don't think of it in those terms. Think of it as what's right in front of you in this moment, this aspect of the challenge that's right in front of you, and say step by step, moment by moment, every moment, taking more steps and moving toward the goal, making more progress. Don't see it as a massive mountain. See it as a little challenge that is in front of you. And then if you are spared, you get another moment to to overcome that particular challenge until you reach what you are achieving. My name is L. David Harris, your favorite life and success coach. This has been Amplify This Moment. Peace.